to Nigeria now and talk about ways we can, make Nigerian football admirable on the 17, on the 20, on the 23, on the Super Eagles of Nigeria, go back to even under 12, under 13, under 14, even the Channels National Kids Cup under 13. That's what we want right here in Nigeria. On this interview segment, we want to talk about this guy. He's not yet to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria or any of the great football. We wonder why. He scored 18 goals at the just concluded MLS season. He plays for the Portland Timbers. Fanendo Adi joins us on the show this morning. Fanendo, good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's right. Look at that guy properly. Full-time Naija man. Full-time.
Born in Lagos.
Full-time. Born in Lagos from Benue State. Mom and dad, pure Nigerians. Don't get carried away by the accent or the looks. He's a full Nigerian. Fernando again, good, yeah?
Austin, but then he's got to tell us about the name, though.
Yeah, yes. I know. We need to know. I like that.
What's the origin of that name? Where did it come from?
I mean, the name was actually Fanendo. Fanan, and I just added the D. I love to be called Fanendo, but the white man calls it Fanendo. But in the native language, it's called Fanendo.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you speak the language?
Yeah, I can speak the language.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
good.
You wrap the show for us in table. Because we just need to clear people's doubts, Fernando, what a career you've had, particularly with your last club, the Portland Timbers. He still plays there. Actually, they had the option to buy when you got on loan, and then you stayed 18 goals. You guys also won the league. Tell me the rest of the story.
I mean, it's been a great season for us. Last year we went through up and down at the start of the year, but towards the end of the year, we managed to qualify for the playoffs, and during the playoffs, I think we found our form, and everyone was up to the task. Everyone stood up to the games, and in the playoffs, you just need guys to be ready for the game, and teams underrated us, but we came out very strong, and we did well, and at the end of the day we won the league, and this is something the club has been waiting for about 40 years, so you can talk about that, and the fans were really excited, the players were excited. We know we've done well for the team, for the city, for the state, and everyone is just super happy about it.
All right. I'm looking at the clubs you've played for. You've played in Western Europe, you've played in Eastern Europe, and some young players might be looking at you, and the key question is how do you adapt to all of those changes? Now you're in America, you've gone to places where the weather is cold, you've gone to places, you've seen all. How easy is it for a player to adapt, especially coming from this part of the world?
I mean, it's football. As a professional soccer player, you just got to adapt to wherever you are. And I play in different leagues, but I found my feet in MLS. It's a great league. But I can say, every place you just go, you just have to try to adapt, and that's why you're a professional. That's why it's your job to do well. For the clubs that pay a lot of money to get you, they pay you. So it's like you working in the channels. Like you're earning your money, so you have to find a way to adapt to broadcasting your news. So as a player, wherever you found yourself, you just have to find a way to match to the system.
Okay. You're 25 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and considering your record with the Portland Timbers, 25 career goals for Portland, are you disappointed you haven't got a call-up to play for the national team?
I mean, I'm not. I can say disappointed, but
how do you
I know.
Feel about it?
I mean, the right time. We have talked about that. We tried to talk to the coaches. We've tried to meet one or two people in the NFF. To find a way to get into the Super Eagles, but at the end of the day, it's left to the coach, and I believe he's watching me, and I believe he's asked one or two players about me, and all I can say is I'm just waiting, and hopefully this year we're going to get into Super Eagles.
And why do we wait for you to get into the Super Eagles? What's it about you? What makes you a special, different kind of footballer?
I mean, since I was growing up, I watched the Super Eagles, and I've known the Super Eagles to want a target forward.
Okay.
And right now we don't have a target forward. I think Igalo is a very good player. Yeah. I can compare him to Idaya. I played with Idaya, so I can compare Igalo to Idaya. I think they are great players, and but what we need in the Super Eagles, because the way we play, I think we need a target forward. And I'm not trying to praise myself, but I think I can bring a different dimension to the Super Eagles. America was there and did well. You know, he did pretty well because he's such a player with power and strength. You know, so he was just there to hold the ball for the Super Eagles. And you know, I think if I at the end of the getting, I can be that dimension. I can be the difference. You know, just try to help the Eagles in a different way.
But you're a lot taller than Emenike. You're about 6'4" ish.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So would I be right to say you're very good with your head?
I mean, I've scored pretty goals with my head. So you know, I've been opportunity to. I'm in Portland. You know, I've got coaches from England who. Personally, it takes time to work with me on header, so you know, it's a process. You know, you learn, you train for it. So I've been training for it, and you know, I keep the ball up front. So I try to do well with my head as well.
All right, you know, a lot of people are listening to you, and I'm very sure they want to know your next move. You know, do you still want to stay in the MLS, Major Soccer League, or you want to, you know, go to mainstream Europe? Because a lot of people believe if you're playing for some of those clubs in Europe, the coaches tend to see you more.
Yeah, I mean, we have offers already. I spoke to my agent last 2 days, and he told me we've got offers, but it's going to be presented on the 15th of this month. So, you know, I've enjoyed America. I've enjoyed Portland. You know, they've given me something different, and I own them in my heart. You know, it's a special club to me, and now we want something great for the club. And you know, you don't know in football, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But you know, definitely, I want to return back to Europe. I've told the club I want to return back to Europe, and you know, I'm just looking forward for what happens.
So where would you like to? Which of the leagues would you like to play? And tell me why you'd like to go there.
I mean, I love England. I think it's a perfect place for me, and I love Arsenal. Yeah, I love Arsenal. I think as a player, as a striker in Arsenal, if you concentrate, you can score a lot of goals. And but you know, I can play in England until I play for the national team. So that is out of question right now. And I don't know. I heard about interest from Italy and Germany. So you know, we just have to wait and see. But I think Germany would be a good match for me.
Clear this notion for us, because when you talk about the MLS, a lot of people say it's where retired footballers go. I know. Yeah. You know, talk to, how competitive is the MLS?
I think you're going to ask Martins about that question.
Right.
I think he's
I
going to answer.
him too. Yeah.
I think I read the news about Gerrard yesterday. He said people talk about the MLS, but they need to go and try it and see how competitive it is. I think it's a great league. I think he's got a lot of young, good players. I think he's got a lot of older, talented players. You know, and they come there, they think it's just a walkover. But reaching there, you figure it out. It's a very competitive league. You know, I came from Copenhagen, and I thought it was something I'm just going to walk through. But in the first few games, I thought, oh, this was different. So it's a great league. You know, it's developing. But let's wait till 5 years' time. It's going to be one of the best leagues in the world.
Yeah.
All right, let me quickly ask you this as we prepare to wrap things up. How easy is it for a young Nigerian who's not, I mean, I've looked at your career, who's not played with any club here, how easy is it to just make that transition and travel abroad and play for a club?
I mean, I can say I was very lucky, you know, very, very lucky. I can say that, and probably I got a lot of God's favor on my side, you know. It's a long story if I got to tell you, but to cut it short, you know, the agent came in, he watched me play for 10 minutes, he liked me. I was in the under-17 camp, and I had to lie to the coach. And I had to lie to my mom that I was going to see grandma while I traveled to Lagos. So
You were going to sign for a club?
yeah. Well, I was coming to Lagos to see the foreign agent who came in town, you know, and I had to lie to my mom that, oh no, I'm going back home to see grandmother, but I didn't go back home to see grandmother. Me and my sister would connive to go to Lagos. Wow. So that was a great decision for me and my sister to make for myself. But at the end of the day, you know, I was in the under-17 camp and I had to leave. I told the coach I had to leave for my sister's wedding. That was the second lie.
That's another bold step. That's two bold steps.
So there were two good lies, you know, like, in the right step. So
oh my goodness.
I lied about going for my sister's wedding, but I had to travel the Friday, and my sister's wedding was on Saturday. So arriving in Slovakia, my sister's wedding was going on, but you know, so it was a process for me that was pretty, let's say, very good. You know, the agent liked me, and I went to the club. The president came to watch me from Holland, you know, and I think just 15 minutes also, and he said, okay, we're going to give him a deal, and you know, that was how I started. And let's say it wasn't easy moving from Benue State to Lagos, knowing nobody, you know, but I had colleagues who really were there for me, you know, helped me out, and you know, today I own them that big privilege, you know, they stood up for me.
Okay, yeah, still on your career in Europe and when you were playing for FC Copenhagen, by my record, you got to play against the likes of Juventus and Real Madrid. What was that experience like?
No, it's a great experience. Actually, I played in the MLS against, I think, New York City. I don't know if Pilo was there already, but I tend to ask him, do you remember me? And he said, I met a lot of players, so I can't remember
you from your days.
Yeah, because I exchanged jerseys with him, but you know, it's a great experience for a young player coming up. You know, playing against Madrid was like a dream. You know, going to Bernabeu was, you see, the stadium was massive. So for me, it was like a big dream, and you know, I've got a lot of experience from that exposure as well, and you know, it feels great.
Okay, let's bring it back to Nigeria. We have the opportunity of developing our football in our own way. As you aspire to play for the team, you also want to come in good conditions. You've played in Copenhagen, you've played in the Portland team, but you've seen how things are done over there. How can we develop football in Nigeria?
I mean, football development is, you know, the way we run football in Nigeria is a governmental way. So if the government wants to run football, I think they need to put in the resources to run the football, you know, and basically we have, in Nigeria, it works in a very different way where the government supports it and they try to make the decisions. But in a professional way, the government just needs to support it without making the decisions. The professional people that are in the system need to make the decision. So, you know, from the under 17, you think about young guys coming in, good players, but when they graduate to the under 20, they need to go into the process of coming into the under 20. I don't expect you to come from under 17 straight into Super Eagles. I don't care how good you are. You know, that is absolutely wrong. So you need to graduate.
Wow.
You know, that's how the white man does it. You graduate. There's a process. So when you come to the under 17, you graduate to the under 20, then we start thinking about how good you are to step into the A team of the national, that's the Super Eagles. So if under 20 you do so good, then we start thinking about introducing you into probably friendly games to develop your talent. But I think in Nigeria, it's like our managers, our agents want the player just to automatically go into a great club, a big club, where I think the chances of you playing in a big club is very low, you know.
Right.
So you need to go to a club where they can guide you. At a professional level, actually, the players are not coached. The coach directs you to do something. So the young players need to go to clubs that will actually be, they can actually be coached, you know, and try to develop themselves.
Okay, yeah, back to the MLS, and just to round off now, when you signed as a designated player. Do you want to explain what that means exactly, or like is it similar to being a franchise player in the NBA?
Yeah, that's quite similar. I mean, every team has 3 designated players, and in Portland I was one among them. And you know, basically, so you are paid above the salary cap. Incredible. You know, because the MLS has a salary cap. So when you are paid above that, you talk about being a designated player, and you know. And actually, they expect you to provide more to the team, help the team in more different way, be a leader in the team, and you know that's just what makes you a designated player.
Oh, okay. So safe to say you're a very rich man.
No, no, you were richer than me actually.
So why we laugh? Why we laugh? Okay, let's come to reality now. Why we laugh? I'm sure you've been following proceedings with the Super Eagles. You think they have what it takes to qualify for the next African Cup of Nations?
Definitely. I think my opinion is let the coach do his thing. You know, if he's done bad, then you find a way to figure it out. But let him do his thing. You know, just give him the opportunity to do the right thing. You know, but if there's pressure from right and left, you're trying to select players for him, it's going to be difficult for us to make the nation to the Nations Cup. Right now, I think we've got players. We've got some good players. I mean, I'm very realistic, so I can say all players are good, but I think we've got some really talented players that can take us
happen.
into the Nations Cup. Basically, we need to play with each other because when you see the Super Eagles play, they play like some players don't want to give the ball to the next guy. But I think once we play as a unit, we're gonna go far and we're gonna qualify.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Just before we go, this one is just a little bit of diversion. Have you run into Alfaro Camino before? He plays for the Portland Trailblazers in the NBA.
The basketball.
Oh yeah.
Nigerian player. Have you come across each other before?
No. I mean, I watched the games.
Okay.
You know, I was just. I had a friend who works there, and the manager. So he told me he was going to introduce us together, and just try to meet each other as Nigerians. So it's going to be great to meet him and talk to him.
You guys should.
Just flying Nigeria's flag really high in the NBA.
Doing well. So,
Hard to say
Fanendo, Adi, thank you so much for coming on Sports this morning. I'm a midfielder, a striker. If I give you a throw pass now, what would you do?
Score a goal.
You score a goal. That's what it is. Let's go on a quick break now. When we come back, we'll read your comments on Twitter and on Facebook, and then we'll talk some more sports. Don't go anywhere. Stay.